Okay, getting ready to make fried chicken, and I've got my packages of chicken legs. We're just doing chicken legs today. I'm going to use 4 eggs, maybe 5 eggs, and I'll put those in this bowl right here to dip my chicken in. This will be my flour bowl to dredge my chicken in flour. I got flour, salt, pepper, just regular old black pepper, and then I like Nature Seasoning because it's got some onion and garlic salt in there, so I'll be using that to season the flour. So let me get my eggs in the bowl and the flour, and then I'll come back. I have my 5 eggs in here, and I'm just going to add just a little bit of water to it. I don't put a lot, just a little bit to thin it out a little bit. And if you put too much, it'll make it too thin to where it won't even stick. But just a little bit to kind of thin it out, and also make a little bit more, because if you don't, it just takes too many eggs. So you can use milk too, I guess. I just always put a little bit of water in there. I'm just going to get the flour, and honestly, I don't measure anything for this. I just put in what I think it needs, and I may need more of the flour than this, but I've got an old laundry detergent scoop for our flour. Works really good. I may actually end up dumping this whole thing in there. Let me dump this whole thing. Yeah, and I'm going to get the other bag of flour and dump some of that in there too, so I'll be right back. Okay, I got my bag of flour here, and we just use all-purpose flour. And I like to get quite a bit because I'm making quite a bit of chicken. And now what I'm going to do is, you're going to see a lot of salt going here. It's going to seem like it's a lot, but it's really just coating the chicken. And I'm going to put my pepper in there. And again, put more than you think you need, because by the time you stir it all up, it's going to seem like it's not going to be much at all. And Nature Seasoning, and really, you've already got a lot of salt in there. You could just use onion powder or garlic powder in there by itself. That would be that'd be good too. I always just use Nature Seasoning. And it seems like it would be really salty and really spicy, but it's not. You'll see once I mix it up. Turn my light on so you can see better. You can see once you mix it up, it's really not super peppery. You can kind of see the pepper in there. If you look really close, you can kind of see the pepper granules in there, but that's good. That's what you want. It's just enough salt and pepper on there to flavor it. And if people want to add more salt and pepper, they can. Although I don't think I've ever had anybody put more salt and pepper on it. So I'm going to mix this up really good, and then I'm going to get my chicken, open my packages of chicken up, and I'll be ready to go. I always look through my chicken just to make sure there's no weird like feathers or anything stuck to the legs. Sometimes they get that, and I just don't want to cook them. They might be fine, but I don't want to be eating any little feathers. So kind of look through them just to make sure. That's just ice for the most part. Nope, these look good. Nope, there's one feather. See the feather sticking out? Mm-hmm. So just pluck it off.
It's disgusting.
Well, they did have feathers on them when they were alive.
I don't want to know what they look like when they were alive.
Okay, now take your chicken, and I usually take like 3 or 4 of them, and drop them in your flour first. Okay, and just kind of, you don't have to get them really thick. Just get them coated a little bit with flour. And then shake them all. Now I can stick them upright so I can grab them from the top. That's why thighs are harder to do. Legs are really easy because you can prop them up. So if once you get them in there, just take them, stick them in your egg wash. I know there's a rule about doing it with your other hand or something like that so you don't get club fingers. I've never been able to do that. So just take it, rotate it around in there, shake it off a little bit, put it back in there. Take it, roll around. I'm going to roll this one around in there too. That way I can take my flour and pitch on top of these. There's plenty of room to get them in there. And you'll see they're nice and coated. And I'm going to go ahead and do all of it all at once since I'm doing so much chicken. Because if I do it a piece at a time and try to fry it up, half my chicken will be done before the other half. So I'm going to bread it all up first. So there's the first 2, and then again, just get your chicken, lay it in there, lay it in there, And if you kind of squish it on there a little bit, it'll stick really good. And this makes a really good crispy chicken that has a good breading on it. So I'm going to do the rest of this like this, and once I get it all on the plate, I'm going to go start my oil up, and it can sit while the oil's heating up. Okay, I got my electric skillet here. Got it on 400 degrees, which is what I like to cook mine on. And you can see it's had lots of love, this electric skillet has. But I'm going to fill it up pretty good. Amount of oil I might actually need. No, that's probably good for what the amount of chicken I have, because it'll fill up some. But now I'm going to let that sit for probably, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes. I'll take a little bit of water, drop on my finger, put a drop of water in the pan. When it starts popping and sizzling, I know it's done. So I know it's hot enough. You can hear it kind of popping, and excuse the washing machine behind me, but see, I put just a couple drops of water, and it's popping and sizzling now. So now I'm going to take my chicken. I'm just going to, can't see through the camera lens, so I'll probably end up burning my fingers off. But just going to line them up, and I switch them back and forth, top to bottom. That way they'll fit in there better. Because if you put all the fat ends all on one side, you have all this extra room, and you can't fit as much in there. So you kind of flip them back and forth and shove them over. I'm hoping I can get all this chicken in here. Looks like I'm going to be 2 pieces, won't fit. I need a bigger pan. Well, we'll see once it fries up. And I'm going to cover this up with a lid, and I'm going to let it sit for. I usually do it for 20 minutes the first time, and then once you do it 20 minutes the first time, turn it all over. Do it another 20 minutes. And then to get a good scald on the outside, I do 15 and 15. Maybe 12 and 12, just depending on how well it looks, how brown it is. It's been 20 minutes. I'm going to flip this over, and you can kind of see what it looks like right now. And you got to kind of, because I shoved it in there so tight, I usually go back to the edge I started with and kind of flip it over. And you can see how golden brown it is. That's what we like to see. And I really do have this chicken shoved in there. I wish I had another pan, but Miss Dunn won't buy me another one. If I had another one, I would have just spread this out on 2, and we wouldn't have to shove the chicken in. So anyway, I'm going to flip the rest of this over, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all flipped over.
Or maybe someone bought too much chicken.
You're the one that bought all the chicken, not me. Here it is all flipped over, and you can see I kind of shoved everything over and got those last 2 pieces in there. So I'll need to leave them a little extra longer, but I'll leave this in for another 20 minutes, and then I'll do the 15 and 15 because there's so much chicken. I think it's dropping the temperature of my pan a little bit. So I'll show you again when I'm ready to flip it over. Okay, it's been 20 minutes, and these definitely are ready to flip over. And then I need to flip these over too. My lens is a little foggy. There we go. You can see how brown they're getting. I'm going to flip these over. These all over probably 10 or 15 minutes. Probably about, actually I'll probably do it 12 minutes longer on each side, and then they'll be ready to go out. Okay, here it is flipped over. This is the 40 minutes or 220s. It actually is pretty crispy right now, so I'll probably only go, I'll leave it on this side, the third side, for probably another 10 minutes, and then I'll take it out. It'll be ready. These 2 pieces, I'll just keep an eye on those. They need at least 20 more minutes, and they'll be ready to go too. I'm going to take the chicken out. You can see it's good and brown. I just use a platter. We got this platter. It's very old. But I put a couple layers of paper towels in there just to absorb the grease. I'll let the grease drain on here, and then I'll move it over to the actual serving platter when I get done. And sometimes it's a pain to get out, especially as tight as it is. But I just kind of stack it up there. And next time I will not cook chicken this tight together. I will have another pan to do it with. So you really don't want it squished together this bad. You really want it to be more spread out. to where it's got some room in between there. But we didn't plan on cooking this much chicken, so we would have bought another pan, honestly, if we thought we had this much.